Wow, we actually found a full game in the big 2026 on MW3. Listen, gentlemen, we might be back, okay? But that's kind of exactly what I want to talk about in this video, is why people are returning to older Call of Duties and why Call of Duty is having such like a weird old school resurgence recently. I swear to God, every time I go online, I don't see like any new videos on new Call of Duties. Every single time I open up YouTube, it's always on old CODs, whether it be Call of Duty Ghosts with Metabricks, who's killing it right now. T-Dog's always playing old Call of Duties. You know, there's a ton of people just playing these old Call of Duties, but there has to be a reason for it because nobody's on like the new thing. And that's what usually happens when Call of Duty is brand new, is everybody makes videos on it, everybody plays it. And maybe it's just my YouTube For You page that's designed that way, that I only watch specifically older Call of Duty stuff, that I don't get recommended very much new Call of Duty stuff. But at the same time, even creators that I know only make new Call of Duty stuff are also playing old Call of Duties. So something has to be going on. I just think that people are not happy with the current formula of what Call of Duty is. And by current formula, I don't mean things like battle passes. That's part of it, but I don't mean battle passes or, you know, SBMM even. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about just the overall feeling of Call of Duty. The overarching fundamentals of what Call of Duty is today is not the same as what it was in 2011, like with MW3. Even just the game controller, and what I'm talking about when I say game controller is the way that your character feels when you use your controller is way different. Nowadays, it's more like bouncy almost. It's more floaty is the best way that I've been explaining it to people. It doesn't feel like very snappy. We also have movement, which is also not a lot of people's biggest thing. And I don't mean like slow campy movement like MW2 2022 had. I mean, just the basic sprint, stop, crouch, lay down. Like that was the pinnacle of Call of Duty movement back in the day. Nobody needed sliding. I just think sliding adds too much for your average Call of Duty player. And I'm not saying that as like a knock on Call of Duty players. I'm saying that as when a construction worker gets home from work, do you think he wants to jump on Black Ops 7 and slide around the map? I don't think so. I think he'd rather just play MW3 2011 and just hang out. I don't think he wants to worry about who's slide canceling around the map or who's wall jumping, even though I don't actually mind the movement in Black Ops 7. It's just me, I don't mind it. But I also would much rather prefer classic Call of Duty movement. Sprint, crouch, that's it. Like, that's as far as the movement goes, man. And I don't mean I want it to be like a campy, slow Call of Duty, which for some reason, whenever people say you want classic Call of Duty movement, they think you're automatically talking about MW2 2022 when that's not the case at all. That was not classic Call of Duty movement, believe it or not. Do you see how this game right here does not have sliding or very fast sprint, yet it also doesn't seem that slow? That's because every other animation in the game is sped up. Call of Duty is an arcade shooter. It is not made to be a race. It's not made to be a milsim. It's made to be a milsim inspired arcade shooter. And that is just not what Call of Duty is anymore. So I think a lot of players just feel disconnected from what Call of Duty truly was to them, especially like, you know, sometimes I feel it too. I understand where MW2 2022 was coming from when they slowed down their movement. I think that's what they think players wanted, but that's not what we were talking about at all. Okay, I can't snipe in this lobby, bro. It's like actually genuinely gonna make me punch myself in the throat. Come on, man. I'm trying to make a cut comp and I gotta go against Fortunate, the guy who consistently drops nukes in Moabs every single day. Look, man, at the end of the day, I think people just want a classic Call of Duty feel. I don't know how that's so hard to understand for, you know, the executives or maybe some other people up there, but Call of Duty back in the day had a very, I know, old man back in my day type stuff, but Call of Duty had a very Call of Duty feel to it. And in 2019, it all changed. And although it might have been nice for, hello? So, and although the 2019 engine change and feeling change and everything might have felt nice at the time, I'm telling you right now, in the long run, it was going to burn people out. Just the pacing of the game was different. The speed of the sprinting was different. everything about that was different, and it became significantly more sweaty. And it wasn't even just the SBMM that made it more sweaty. It was just the entire philosophy of the game that changed, that in turn leads to more sweatiness. And I think that was going to burn people out regardless over a longer period of time. You know, things like unlimited sprint, which speeds the game up significantly, even though the maps were ginormous and the entire game was designed around camping. That Call of Duty was still significantly more sweaty than, say, Modern Warfare 3 from 2011. So that's why I think that a lot of people are going back towards older Call of Duties, is because this is the Call of Duty that they know, they love, they understand, they want. And it would honestly probably be a very simple layup for Activision just to release remasters. And we also did hear recently that there are rumors going around that there might possibly be a Modern Warfare 3 remaster coming in the future. If this MW3 remaster does not feature campaign, it's not going to matter. People might play the campaign, they might enjoy the campaign, but overall, imagine how much more success and love we would have for the Call of Duty franchise again if they just released an MW3 full game remaster. Look, I think we need to be totally honest with ourselves in saying that Black Ops 7 is not doing very well. As much as I don't mind Black Ops 7, I actually really enjoy it, and as excited as I am for MW4 next year, something needs to happen in the Call of Duty franchise that either A, holds us over, or B, makes all parties involved with Call of Duty happy for the franchise. Like older generation that played these games and the newer generation that might have started at post Modern Warfare 2019, which is, I can't imagine that many people. And the way that you do that is introduce remasters mid-year, because let's be honest, people's attention spans nowadays is so bad. I don't think anybody can really hard focus on one Call of Duty for an entire year anymore, which is sad, man. But that's just the sad reality of the current state of the world, basically. So I think if they started introducing remasters midway through the year, let's say March, April, or May, you know, we would have something to hold us over until the next Call of Duty. At least I would have something to play for years to come, because I don't have the TikTok attention span of a frog like 90% of gamers nowadays, and it drives me nuts. But I'm telling you right now, if this, you know, so-called leak about the MW3 remaster is true, either it's not going to feature here, let me break this down. Either it's not real at all and we're not getting a single thing, it's just going to be campaign remastered, or it's going to be something stupid that nobody asked for. It is such a layup for Call of Duty to release remastered games. I don't understand who is in charge over there to make the decision not to. And look, man, at the time of making this video, we will have already found out whether or not this Xbox MW3 remaster direct things happening. I don't even know what to call it, but we will definitely have found out by the time this video goes up, and or I might upload this a little early, that way I can get the video out there before said, you know, event happens or whatever. So if it's wrong, I don't know what we're gonna do with Call of Duty franchise, man. I genuinely don't. Unless MW4 is just an absolute godsend of classic Call of Duty feel, brother. Like, we need to figure something out with this franchise, man. I do not want Call of Duty to... Can I jump out this window, please? Thank you. I don't want Call of Duty to turn into the next Halo, because let's face it, Halo... What? Let's face it, Halo is not doing very well. Halo is down astronomically bad right now, and that's because of all the wrong decisions that they have made throughout the coming years. You know, they changed the way Halo felt, they changed the way Halo played, they changed the entire philosophy of the Halo franchise, and now Halo's dead, which is the last thing that I think anybody here wants for the Call of Duty franchise, because if Call of Duty dies, bro, then we're gonna get... Please don't kill me. You did it anyways, thank you. I want Call of Duty to succeed. I love Call of Duty probably more than 99% of people, A, that play the game, B, are watching this video, or C, that even make the games. I genuinely have so much love for this franchise, it's insane. My entire house is decorated in Call of Duty memorabilia. My living room has 2 Black Ops 2 Nuketown flags hung up in it. My dining room has some MW2 maps hanging up above my dining room table. I genuinely love this franchise more than probably anybody on this entire planet Earth. And I truly want nothing more than to see this franchise succeed. So if Call of Duty, for whatever reason you are watching this video, I'm begging you, either release remasters, make the games feel like, play like, and act like the older titles, or C, hire me and I will fix the shit for you.